For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
I call it a slavery system because it's very invasive. Now we're talking about digital technology that they can put in our bodies and use to read our minds and do all sorts of very creepy things. It's a very anti-life vision.
They want a one-world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, they control people, and you become a slave, you become a serf to these people. That's their goal, that's their intentions.
Goodbye wallets. After all, what's a wallet for? ID, cards, not anymore. Oh, and money will be completely cashless. Blink terminals will read your fish. Think Easy Pass or MetroCard. No cash, no drug trafficking, no terrorism. Make any connection you want. No one's listening anyway. Then you'll beg for one. Everything's on the fish. Everyone's on the grid. The grid is a 24/7 real-time tracking of you. Everyone will have this cool fish. Everyone's on the grid.
Imagine that in the not too distant future, shopping as a whole is going to be basically automated surveillance. Interesting as well that the book of Revelation says that there's going to be a time when you won't be able to buy or sell without a particular mark. You can really see how something like that is possible now. You can't just walk into a store like this and try to buy something with cash. It's not even that they won't let you use cash, you just can't. It's impossible.
Robots, social media, microchipping, all of this stuff that 10 years ago people thought I was out of my mind, and now you're just seeing it happen.
One example involves implanting small microchips in the hand. With this technology, various operations similar to those of a regular smart card would be possible. That means, by using this, you can make purchases, buy tickets, and perform a wide range of tasks.
People are implanting chips in their hands and their heads. Well, I'm glad they're specific on those two places.
This is the mark of the beast.
We don't live in a democracy in this country or in America or in these other places. We live in a one-party state where the same force from the peak of the pyramid string pulls all sides. The creation of a one-world government to which nation-states would be principalities, administrative units, a world central bank which would administer all financial transactions on the planet, a world currency which wouldn't be coins and notes, it would be merely electronic, cashless society for which there are fundamental implications for freedom, as we'll see as we go along tonight. A world army under centralized control with nation-state armies dismantled under the justification of seeking peace, and a microchipped population linked to a global computer, the latter of which sounds bizarre to many people on first hearing, except that we are ridiculously close to it and the technology already exists.
Let's start with Neuralink. Okay, they just implanted their first patient with a brain implant containing 64 flexible polymer threads, providing 1024 sites for recording brain activity, which allows the patient to control a computer mouse simply by thinking.
When you're placing threads right into the brain, your biggest issue, and again the issue with like the arrays and things, is that when it's just spikes and you ram this into the tissue and it creates tears, bleeds, your body has to react. The whole point of the surgical robot is that it can identify places in brain tissue to be able to thread that thread, into the brain matter without causing a bleed, without hitting a blood vessel, basically working it in between the capillaries and things that are supplying your brain with oxygen. And by doing that, there is no reaction. The body doesn't realize they're there. There's no scar tissue formed. And it's really the only way to make this approach that Neuralink is taking, make it a permanent implant or something that doesn't reject or change or become useless over time. All these companies that are bringing these kind of devices that have medical uses, but they also have augmentative uses, they really, really don't want to talk about the augmentative uses. They want to focus on the medical use because who's going to argue with that? Who's going to say, well, we shouldn't help these people, right? But at the same time, the exciting cusp of this is that while, yes, we could improve the lives of people with these conditions, we could also improve the lives of people without any conditions. And that's where I'm very, very interested in the human augmentation aspect of these technologies.
Well, and that brings me to your implants. Again, you are on the leading edge of this. And it just, I mean, in terms of mind-blowing stuff, you actually have RFID and NFC implants in your body right now. And you've tailored those so that they do specialized things in your life. Can you tell me a little bit about your implants?
You know, it was clear that we needed applications that were beyond the basic, you know, tap the door, the badge on the door kind of what I call personal scope application. So my door, my car, my computer. I want to talk about like logging into websites, getting bank accounts, identifying myself for travel, like those kind of bigger applications, broader scope. And so I launched a company, VivoKey Technologies, to do that, to bring secure security features to the implantables, and also to kind of rebrand that approach for the broader scope, because you know banks are not going to be like, yeah, I'll get a dangerous things implant.
If you could take that mesh from off the card and implant it under the skin, would you not have the perfect smart mesh biometric identification system? Given the fact that mesh could be made to shut down the minute they were removed from living tissue, it would be an almost foolproof system. Suddenly, the need for expensive hand scan machines or fingerprint readers would be alleviated. Retailers could be sure the chip you had was yours because the chip would be under your skin.